What's up, all you gamers out there? Welcome back for another Mythic Heroes video. I'm Galaxus. Thanks for tuning in. What we're going to be doing today is I'm going to start off the series. I know if you guys watched my last video, I talked about a guide that I'm going to be doing for beginners. This is actually going to really be helpful for a lot of people. And the guide is brought to us by Asura over on Reddit. He's one of the lead moderators, and I've been working with him to try and bring this to you guys. And with his permission, we're going to go ahead and we're going to set this up and do a video on this video series. Probably going to be 2 or 3 videos, I think, long. We'll have to cut it into portions, but let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to just read. I'm going to basically be reading this directly over to you guys, and then I'm going to in-game, I'm going to go around and do the things and kind of point out a few things that we can point out to you as we go along. So hopefully this is very helpful to everybody out there. A big shout out to Asura for bringing this information to us. He is amazing. And there's a lot of other guides and things like that over there on Reddit. So go check out Mythic Heroes on Reddit. You guys get in. There's a huge community forming and just tons of information. Everybody's sharing information with each other. All right, so let's go ahead and jump on into it. I'm going to just read it word for word practically here. Welcome to you, fellow Redditors. I aim to please, and this is the words coming directly from Asura. He's the one who wrote this guide. I aim to please as I'm giving out tips and things I've noticed through others or experience myself. I hope this will be able to help you start off well as you join us on Mythic Heroes. And honestly, this was very, very helpful to me. And so that's why I decided to go ahead and make a video series on this to be able to bring this information to you guys, because I know some people aren't, really into reading Reddit or whatever. And so I want to be able to get this information out to everybody. Note, this guide is only taking into account the current version as of October 2021. All right. And there was a change log taking place back on the 27th, corrected the unlocking requirement for Divinity, as it was marked as having changed in the patch notes, but actually never did. And the typo has now been corrected and the guide has been updated. All right, so jumping in, the first thing we're going to cover is heroes. Heroes ranks are as follows. Elite, legendary. Elite is yellow, legendary is orange, mythic is red, celestial is white, and infinite is rainbow. Okay, so real quick, we'll go in and we'll take a look, and I'll show you what we're talking about here. We're talking about the rank. You see right above Lucifer here is his rank. He is Elite 2, and you can see that it is yellow. And so that's going to change, and once we get up to infinite, it'll be a rainbow color there. And so that's what we're talking about. Now, all heroes adopt the 5th highest heroes level. All right, that's one thing that is really awesome about this. FG3000 pointed that out. This is a game where the lowest level, the 5th hero's lowest level, is translated over to all of your other heroes. And so it turns out that you're able to just keep on working and grinding, and what ends up happening is everybody else in your list, you'll see here, they're all leveled up to the level of my 5th lowest hero. So 5th highest heroes level. All right, so that is, really awesome. It really allows you to continue to advance, and you don't have to worry about going and working on all of the other heroes and bringing them up. It definitely advances you really quickly. It allows you to move fluently. I love that feature in the game. Each ascension increases a hero's maximum level by 20 up to 300, starts from 120. Ascension from E1 to L3 requires 1 hero copy. From M1 to C3 requires 2 copies. And finally, from I1 to I3 requires 3 copies for a total of 27. All right. So the E1, E is elite. So elite to legendary 3 requires 1 hero copy, and so on and so forth. So you end up having to have 27 copies all together in order to go all the way up to celestial, the highest level, or infinite, the highest level, not celestial. And at that point, you'll have spent 27 copies of whatever hero it is that you're working on. So keep that in mind, and that is definitely something to take note of. It takes a lot of copies. All right, moving on. Do not ascend or enhance SR units. Okay, a lot of people are like, well, man, I got some pretty good SR units. Like, there's a lot of good SR units here, and they definitely can be effective. But the thing is, you don't want to ascend or enhance any of those guys, and the reason why is because you actually consume them with your higher SSR units or UR units. They actually require, in order to enhance, they're going to require to be able to use some of those units and actually consume those to the SSR or the UR units. So using all SR copies you summon to enhance the main units in your team is where they shine. Priority is given to your carries. Okay, so basically, this is how this all works out. And I'll kind of show you guys real quick here. You can, we'll just autofill. What it's going to do is taking some of those there. It's going to consume those, and we're going to be using those. They're going to be gone. We're going to use those in order to enhance the unit here, the Lucifer unit. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Go ahead and click on that button, enhance, and there you go. Do you wish to use the hero tokens? And we're just going to go ahead at this point. We will go ahead and consume those. Once we hit confirm, it's going to just delete those. They're going to be used in order to level this up. So there you go. And now we got a higher level enhancement. And you can see there's some really good stats that are gained from that. Really, really, helps all the way around in order to get your heroes leveled up. So that is how that works. Just want to give you guys a heads up. And that's why you don't level up the SR units. You don't want to ascend or enhance the SR units because you're going to be using those for other, to bring up your URs or your SSRs. All right, so don't worry if you've made mistakes with some heroes, i.e. ascending SR heroes. If you've done that already, don't worry, don't get too stressed out. I mean, it's gonna be an issue that a lot of us have faced and dealt with, so don't worry about that. The reset option at the top left of your hero page can tell you what to expect from it. Up here, we'll go ahead and let's see. I haven't ascended anybody. I don't think any SR units, but we'll take a look and see. Level reset, and then resetting will return certain amounts of values of the things that you've put in. So let's take a look real quick at Dracula. And what we'll do is we'll hit the reset button here. You can see if we reset him right now, we're going to get back 117,000 in gold, 336,000 in experience, and what is that? 16,000, I think it is. Yeah, 16,000 in dust. So those are the things that we're going to get back if we reset him. So just something to keep in mind. If you actually have done that, you can go ahead, reset them, and get back some of those resources. And so that works out okay if that has happened with you. All right, so let's move on to the next subject here. At chapter 11.4, I'm going to get out of here, get back into our main screen. At chapter 11.4, you obtained your iconic weapon. You obtain your iconic weapon for all SSR or above heroes. All right, and so you can open it for 50,000 gold. And it will be given 5 stats to raise, including a special one. The top one is your special. And every 100 levels and ability is unlocked on the weapon. All right. The first 225 levels have to be upgraded before you have the option to unlock it a second time, improving it further. To unlock a weapon a second time, your hero must be ascended to Mythic. All right. So that is why you got to keep on grinding. You got to keep pushing your levels up on your carries and on the people that you're using that are, definitely going to be part of your team. Those are the ones that you want to make these investments in. Okay, at chapter 320, you obtain your Divinity for all SSR or above heroes. You can get additional passive skills as well as stats from the Divinity. The different branches available are not locked, and it is possible to unlock everything in the tree, provided that you have the resources to do that, resources for it. Faith, which is used to unlock talents, is a great resource to collect as much of as possible, especially if you have the opportunity and the currency for it. So pick it up whenever you get a chance to. Generally, the best value is found while using either gold or event currency. The Divinity gems, and usually Faith too, can be found in Market, Astral Blade, and Pantheon, for instance. So you want to be able to use event currency like, in the Market, Astral Blade, Pantheon, different things. Whenever you can get an opportunity to pick up Divinity gems and Faith, you want to grab that as much as possible. Not really using your diamonds, but definitely using other resources. You cannot reset Divinity enhancements or weapon upgrades yet, so tread carefully. Be very careful not to do any type of enhancements, anything that you don't want to do, because you can't undo those, and that is something that you'll be stuck with, a decision that you'll be stuck with. One that I did actually start working on before I understood that is Eden, and in my opinion, Eden is a great unit, and so I'm not really too worried about that. But I did go ahead and I sended her, and I worked on a few things, and I got a little bit of Divinity going, and so that was before I actually got a chance to read this, this guide. Once I read the guide, I was like, oh, I better stop, better not do that anymore. So, Eden is a really, really great unit. We'll take a look real quick. I'll show you. I actually did go in. I did some ascending, and I also did a little bit of Divinity as well. So I mean, I did that before I realized what was going on, and then I realized, oh, you can't undo these things, so you got to be really careful. And so I held out on that, and I haven't done anything else with that yet. And so I'm going to start working on that. Obviously there's a lot of research that goes into these decisions, but you got to be very careful with that. All right, and so let's see, where were we at? I want to keep on going on. Okay, the next point here, do not focus too much on UR units unless you're a heavy spender. If you're a well, go ahead, have at it. Do what you want to do. But the majority of the people out there that are watching are probably not welling on it. Maybe a dolphin, maybe putting in a little bit of resources. And at the end of the series, I am going to tell you some of the things that Asura has pointed out as some of the good packs to buy and stuff. So we will go over that, but that's not yet. All right, so do not focus too much on UR units unless you're a heavy spender, but at least one copy is good to have. Ideally, for a normal player that wants to use them, raising a UR hero to at least Mythic, 8 copies, is feasible and a good compromise. So if there's a UR that you really, really want to have, you really can't go without that unit, then you just go ahead and raise it up to Mythic. It's going to take you 8 copies. May take a grind, especially if you're free to play. May take a real grind to get there, but if you get up to Mythic, it's going to really make a big difference. And, that is something to keep in mind while you move forward. All right, so let's keep it going. We got some more things to cover. And let's see, how long are we in on this video? We're getting to a point, I think we'll do go a little bit further, and then we're going to cut it and come back for the second video, because I don't want this to be too long. I want everybody to get a chance to kind of absorb what we're talking about here. All right, so the next point, Lucifer can be a great carry in early game. I know a lot of people have seen Lucifer. He's an amazing unit. I mean, honestly, you can see he's my main carry. I've been putting in all of my resources on him. But Lucifer can be a great main carry in early game, and if investments follow later on as well. He's a hero that gets as good as the number of copies you get. Don't blindly follow tier lists out there. And the tier list might rank him high, as they mean if you cannot raise him as your main carry, then he does not become as good as stated. So what Asura was explaining to us there is that a lot of the tier lists are going to be like, oh, this unit is just so dope. This guy crushes everything. But you got to keep in mind that if you're not going to be able to invest to be able to get enough copies, we already talked about it's going to take 27 copies to go all the way up. If you're not going to get enough copies, then you might not actually see the same performance, and you might be very disappointed especially if you've been putting a lot of resources into that and find that it doesn't perform, it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. All right, and so that's something to keep in mind. All right, and then let's go ahead and keep on moving on. We got a couple more points, and then we're going to take a break. All right, the raise, you want to raise your main carry 40 levels higher. Okay, 40 levels higher than the rest of your team. That's what you're going for. You can see that I'm working on my Lucifer. I showed you guys I'm a little bit behind on that because I just got him to the point where I wanted to make him my main before I was working on Susanoo, but I ended up not going with Susanoo. I actually ended up going with Lucifer because he's so strong. Although Susanoo is actually on my team, I still do have him on my main team because his attack is quite incredible. Now let's go ahead and keep on moving on. Okay, so you want to raise your main carry 40 levels higher than the rest. Then raise the team in this order: your carry, your tank, and then your support. That's what you want to do. So 40 levels higher on your main carry, and then you go carry, tank, and support in that order. A balanced team is going to be comprising a main carry, an AoE, area of effect hero, 2 supports, and 1 tank. That's pretty much what I run. I like that. I like it. Asura, big ups on that because that is really something that everybody is trying to figure out. Like, what type of team should I put together? What team should I be using? And that's really an important point to keep in mind. Now, either that or the opposite is recommended. You can actually change that around a little bit. Some unorthodox teams even use 3 supports, or they don't use any at all. So, that is kind of something to keep in mind. And, what I'm doing, the team that I'm running right now is Lucifer. I'll have my tank out there. Right now, my main tank has been Hades, but I'm working on turning Athena into my main tank. And then I'll have Herb out there, but right now I have Hades out there on my front line, and then I'll put Lucifer out there because Lucifer is a pretty amazing attack. He can take a lot of damage. And then in my back lineup, I'm going to have I'm using Eden back there, and I'm also using Susanoo in the back lineup. Oh, how could I forget? I'm using Naga. Okay, so let's take a look real quick here. Go ahead and get in there. I was trying to think. I'm like, who is it that I'm using? All of a sudden I drew a blank. There. So I'll show you what I got set up here. Okay, so this is my team that I have set up. That's what I was telling you. I have my Hades out there in the front, and I have Lucifer there in the front, and he's able to just take a lot of damage. And then I also have Eden in the back there. I have Naga, and then I have Susanoo. All right, and so this is my team. They're pretty crazy. I'll go ahead and just do a real quick attack. Hopefully we can make it through this. I'm just going to skip on through that stuff real quick. Hopefully we can make it through this, and I can show you the power of my squad, but there's no guarantee. I might actually end up getting wiped out here. Oh no, we're doing good. We're starting to clean them up there. All right, and Lucifer is just amazing. So that is my team there, and it's really doing great. I am following the suggested lineup and just really doing great, enjoying a lot of victories and whatnot. All right, so that is going to wrap up the first video, guys. We can't keep on going. Can't make this too long. Come back, check out the second video. I'm going to go ahead and get this all wrapped up. And if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure that you leave a thumbs up, leave a like, get subscribed, come back and check out some more videos. Get yourself over to Reddit and give a big shout out to Asura for giving us this information. And over there, just so much information that you can tap into. So go check that out. Guys, keep on grinding, and I will catch you guys for the next video. I'm out of here. Peace.